Well, with Rakie Bennett up here in Andreas, delightful coming out into the countryside. And of course, we're talking about library services. It's in the news, and as we record this interview, things are so fluid. So just check on the latest situation, because I only got a press release yesterday saying it looks like the funding's coming to an end.
Yes, the situation up until this point has always been that we had enough funds to last us until the end of July, and after that we would have to work towards a phase closing by the end of December. We have just had a press release sent through to us with some news from the Treasury, but unfortunately this is such early news for us. It was such a surprise to us as well, but I'm afraid I can't really comment on it yet.
It looks like there might be some short-term funding, but it's so much frustrating. I've done this so many times that you kind of lurch from year to year looking for sponsors and funding. Exactly,
yes, we've been in this situation so many times, and what we really need is a long-term support from the government to make sure that we have enough funding to meet our costs, to keep us on the road year to year without having to scramble all the time in order to find funding. We've been very lucky with our private funding, and we've also done a lot of fundraising ourselves in order to keep us on the road.
This is a lifeline, particularly out in I was going to call it the sticks, but I'm sure people in Andreas don't like to call that. But, for the smaller communities.
Yes, absolutely. We've got a lot of borrowers up here in Andreas. We go to see a lady here who relies on us for audiobooks. She has 12 audiobooks every 2 weeks, and she's gone through almost our entire collection. And so she's obviously, she has visual impairments, so it's very important for her to be able to get reading material like that, and we make sure to call in. We stop right outside her house in order to swap her books over for us, and she's been such a great supporter for the library.
And obviously the mobile library is only just part of it. We've covered the family library and that sort of thing. But here you are at school today, because you're very much involved in the schools and supplying them with things. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. The mobile library visits 2 playgroups on the island in order to give books, lend books to the playgroups, to the younger children. Our school service also gets out round every primary school on the island, makes 6 visits to each school every year in order to lend books and resources, and they also have story sacks and puppets and all sorts of things. So if a school, for example, is doing a topic on a specific subject, our school service will loan them the book, a big selection of books in order to help the kids with that particular topic.
And this is outside the government remit. I mean, this is something you do on top and beyond what they get as school kids, right?
Yes, that's right. Yes, we are a charity. We're not been had direct government funding since 2012 now. So everything we provide, our 5 services that we provide, the mobile library, home library service, school service, the family library itself, and the bibliotherapy service are all come under the heading of this one charity.
Incredible service. I want to talk though about you and people in the system, because every year you must feel terrible, especially when you thought, here we go again, I've got to look for some other job maybe, or what we're going to do after a certain day.
It is very hard for us, because ultimately what we'd like to do is just do our jobs as librarians, as service providers. We would like to be able to concentrate on the business of getting books and resources to vulnerable people, and that's what we would love to be able to focus exclusively on. And if we had the government funding behind us, we wouldn't have to. Obviously fundraising would still be a part of our jobs, and we would still work very hard to fundraise for ourselves as well, but we'd like to be able to concentrate on the main remit of our jobs. Yes.
And people think, it's millions of pounds here, millions of pounds there. This isn't, is it? 120,000 or something stupidly small by the world that we live in.
That's correct. We got our running costs are 250,000 a year, and half of that has been very kindly donated to us by the Scheinberg family over the years. So they've been wonderful supporters of the library. But we've had the same budget for 10 years. We haven't increased our budget, and we've kept very strictly within the confines of that budget, and I'm not sure you could say that for many key government departments, but we run a tight ship.
Okay, well, if there's someone out there who thinks you could help, funding wise, get involved. It's such a great service. I know, and we've done lots on it, and we're off to see this lady in a few minutes about this other interview. So it's not just this, it's not just a family library, it's audio, it's the schools, all sorts of things.
Yes.
Is your website still useful to have a look at?
That's right, it's familylibrary.im. If you want to check out our SOS page, it's familylibrary.im/SOS, and that has all the information you can get to. There's a petition that one of our borrowers started on our behalf, which is wonderful, and there's also information if you wish to write to your MHK on our behalf and things like that.
We're recording this on a Friday. It's fluid, literally fluid. We don't know where things are going, but hopefully some light at this end of this tunnel.
We really hope so. We're going to fight like heck to keep our service on the road because we really believe in it. Everyone who works here strongly believes in the service, and we believe that we are doing good work and helping a lot of people. So we're not going to go down without a fight.